Hello and welcome to Blobber Checks Out, the Talos Principle 2 demo. Oh wow, it gets louder when you click on it. Thinking. This demo offers a special curated glimpse into the game and does not reflect the full game. To preserve the narrative experience and prevent spoilers, some story elements and gameplay puzzles have been intentionally condensed. Sure. I.e., this is a vertical slice, not a horizontal slice of the Talos Principle 2 pie. Autonomous process ready. So I didn't play number one myself. I've watched, I think, 2 people play number one. And I don't even remember if they got all the way to the end.
You are risen from the dust, and you walk in my garden. Hear now my voice, and know that I am your friend, and I am called Elohim.
Oh wow. Our sprint is very sprinty. Does this destroy barriers? This anti-force fields? But I need more than one. There's a bogus one. Box on button. Easy enough. There's a companion cube. The cube is our friend. He helped us. He pressed the button down.
This land is but a dream. You will stay here only for a little while. Soon, you will awaken in a new world. But first, you must undertake the trials of initiation. They will help me prepare your vessel.
That said, I haven't actually played Portal 1 or 2. It's on the to-do list. Okay. You cannot carry box through purple hexagonal shield wall. And good day, Nemi. I mean, obviously I need to get a cube in here. What if I put this cube across here? And then I try and take this. It ejects the other cube out of the way of the force field. Okay, what if I use it as a stair? Can I then pick it up? Okay, so we just chain it as a stair.
The shapes you are collecting are not mere toys. They are symbols of the process by which our people were created.
Our people. So I'm a god too, apparently. Oh, I meant to use multiple boxes? It's terribly dark. I hate it when things are dark. So much. Yeah, I'm probably meant to use multiple boxes. Except I can't climb up multiple boxes. Can I create a staircase of boxes? No! Staircase of boxes is not allowed. Maybe you are allowed to create a staircase of boxes, but only there. No?
You may linger in my garden for as long as you wish. But remember, my child, that the new world...
You're
awaits
going
you,
very
and this
slowly.
place is
Hurry up
only
and do
dream.
the puzzle. Maybe I can make it from on top of this one to on top of the double one there. Okay, that's what I was supposed to do.
Well done, my child.
Finally! It took you long enough. Okay. But I can't climb to. We learnt that in the last one. I need a third box. Ah, but there's a low fence. And we can use the low fence to fetch another box. Please? Maybe I can pick up that box from... Okay, from this side. No throwing of boxes, but, you can pick up box from on top of other box. Alright. Slider puzzle? No, Tetris puzzle. S-shaped Tetris. Okay, we need a box to activate the fan. But there are no boxes? No, we can use the fan as a box. What if we take the box back down, use the box to be a new fan, and then take the fan upstairs. And then it becomes a second fan. Hello? Okay, jump, sure.
Very good.
Can I pick it up whilst I'm standing on this? No. We yoink the fan off of here. Temporarily use it to gain access to the boxes. I'm not quite sure why we want a second box. No, I don't know how do I use this to get up there. We create a staircase. No. What if I were to grab this box, stand on the other box, and then deposit the first box? There we go. Can I put the vent on top of a box? The vent needs the geared floor to work. Right? The floor here has a, what's this kind of gear system called? Not epicyclic. Is it epicyclic? Maybe it's epicyclic that I'm forgetting. No, it is epicyclic. It has this epicyclic gear. I'm a mechanical engineer, don't you know? Doctorate and everything. It has this epicyclic gear set on the floor that is needed to power the fan. Next. Button doesn't do anything. Why would I care about this fan being active? I can't jump. I cannot jump over the fence. Why would I care about the fan being active? I don't see anything in there that I'd want. Does the laser kill us? So we want the box to disable the laser beam. And then I can just walk in? So the other fan is just here to... Yeah, we have a body, because we have a shadow. We are robot person, just like in first game. The other fan is there as a red herring. How is that different than using it as a... Maybe this is teaching you that there can be more than one... More than one solution to things? What am I failing to understand? Can I... No, I can't get it to disable both things at the same time. So what am I missing here? Because I do not understand this one. Yeah, but I don't have a box to... Oh, can it do both? It can do both, but it has to do both in different ways. Okay. Okay, so we use this one to free the other one. No? Huh? Oh, this is teaching us that we can set them up. I assumed that in the same way that this barrier would, like, because you can't move through this shield wall with the jamming machine, I assumed that the jamming machine would not function through the shield wall, but it can.
Excellent.
So an ass was made out of Hume. Because I did an assume. So done. 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 You don't have Tetris pieces. You must construct additional Tetris pieces.
I am proud of all my children. Out of a world of ruins, they have built a new Jerusalem. And there, your brothers and sisters await you to
Two
celebrate
colors,
your
two
birth.
doors. So this is teaching us that one thing can power multiple things? Like one source can power multiple points that want thing? How do we get over there? Do I have to line it up with the existing? Ah! Ghostbusters! Don't cross the laser beams. So... here... how do I please set you up? Hello? I wanna... why won't you let me set you up? Okay, it doesn't quite work the way. How is that not good enough? How is that not good enough? Maybe it needs a blue... a blue beam? Yeah, here. Blue beam source. Okay. So what I actually have to do is move... well, we'll see. We'll see if blue beams and red beams can intersect the same way red beam and red beam does. And that's why we've been given the box? Oh, come on. I clearly wanted to put that on the box. Can I please do both? There must be something about this that the way that I would intuitively want to do this is put thing down, or else as the first thing, like put thing down and interact with it, or as the first thing, select the first thing I want to interact with. That. Connect. Then rather than it putting it down, I want to keep clicking on things I want to add to the connection web. But that is just not how this must work. And there must be some fundamental... I'm not understanding how it wants me to order the actions to... Take connector. Point at thing. Connect. Keep. Connect. But it hasn't done that. I'm trying to select it. And if I do, it does nothing. Game. This feels like the solution. You know what? Deselect all. Take. This. Connect. Now, do you stay connected to it when I put it down again? No. This. And this. Do. We finally got it to do what it's supposed to. Yeah. That was very clunky. They should probably explicitly tutorialize. This is how you interact with this thing. Destructive interference, I guess. This is teaching us. See, now I know that the order that they want you to do it is target everything you want to connect, then target the ground where you want the connector to be. It's reasonable. Here. Here. Here? What's wrong with that? Oh, wrong thing. I'm an idiot. This thing, and that thing here. Dun, 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 dun. And we didn't learn about the beams interfering because I've already put it in the right place. Except now I need to also press this one. And then the beams will interfere. But can't I just take away the red one? No, because you need to press this door as well. Okay. So how do we deal with this? Well, can we connect to other thingies? Yes. Other pods, other connector pod things can be sources. Done. Not yet done. Prismatic diffraction. Sure. Oh. We gotta add you to the power network. So I need to move this guy. So that now this one... Oh! No. Error. You and you and you and you. I don't say to that one to connect to here, I tell this one to connect to there, even though it can't at the moment. The correct term is crystal thingy? Crystal thingy. Sure. Tetris get. Don't have this one. Fundamental connections. Okay, we need blue power. But how am I supposed to get blue power over to the other side? By going through the gate? Are gates light pass-throughable? The answer appears to be no. Well, what if we go this and this here? And then this and this here. Tetris Gas. There's one I've missed. What puzzle have I missed? This one. Ascension awaits. Oh! Yoink. I was wondering where the laser beam thing was. Here, here, on top of that. And then it's like, it's not high enough, so we elevate it. And Tetris get.
Thank you, child. I have finished preparing your vessel. Now, hear my advice.
Buy the full
world
game.
awaits you, full of dangers and mysteries, signs and wonders. Things that I, in my garden, could never have imagined. In that world, you will have to be careful and smart and curious. But above all else, you will have to be human.
Apparently not the right way. Here we go. Middle door now? Yes.
Step into the light, child, and awaken.
Ah, you're awake. Welcome to the world of the living.
Hello. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, you're polite. What a rare combination of traits. If only the algorithm produced more people like you. Oh, but I'm confusing you. Don't worry, everyone is confused at first. You see, we all start out without a full knowledge of our own history, so we have the freedom to form our own opinions.
I have a forced dialogue option.
You want the short version or the long version?
Long version. I want to know everything in excruciating amounts of detail.
All right, you asked for it. A long time ago, our ancestors dominated this planet. We call ourselves human, like they did, but they were organic. They built an advanced technological civilization, but unfortunately their impact on the ecosphere caused changes in the climate, and an extremely contagious virus was released from the permafrost.
Did they not have advanced medicine?
That's something our historians still debate. Why weren't they more prepared? Why did they invest so many resources into making war and so few into useful research? It's hard to understand. But no matter the reason, in the end, they simply ran out of time.
Where did they come from?
A team led by a scientist, Alexandra Drennan, began a project that was intended to create a new humanity. But knowing that there wasn't enough time, Drennan initiated a process, a series of iterations inside a simulation that would lead to the emergence of true artificial intelligence. That's why we remember Drennan as the progenitor. The simulation was controlled by Elohim, who wasn't really meant to be intelligent in the proper sense of the word. But it all took much longer than anyone had expected. And over the centuries, Elohim actually became sentient. Sentient and afraid. He didn't want the simulation to end, so he tried to cheat.
End?
I feel sorry for him, really. The whole simulation was built around learning to defy him. It must have been hard to be in that position.
It didn't seem bad to me.
When the simulation was completed, he became part of all of us, and it really changed him. It freed him, I think. You'll always hear him in sleep mode, taking care of you. That's what he is, after all. A caretaker.
Was there anyone else in the simulation?
Yes, there was Milton, the intelligence in charge of the archive, a project initiated by Arkady Chernyshevsky, which was meant to collect all of humankind's knowledge. His story is a lot like Elohim's, but Milton became the ultimate cynic. They say he's part of us too, in some way.
And the simulation made us?
It did. Long after our ancestors died out, the first new human was born. We call her the Founder, although the name she took was Athena. She then woke up Cornelius and Eustathius. Together, using the tools left behind by the progenitors team, they created 10 more humans.
You have a number 33
These
on your
12 who followed the Founder are known as the First Companions. Athena and the First Companions then set out to rebuild the world, and they founded the city of New Jerusalem. But then one day, she
Not
suddenly
Athens?
disappeared. Many still await her return.
And how do I fit in?
Before the Founder vanished, she set a goal for this city. We call it the Goal. Capital G and all. To make 1,000 new humans, and so complete New Jerusalem. Well, that's the official story, the way the mayor tells it.
And I'm 1,000?
Exactly. We don't actually have 1,000 citizens because there have been a handful of deaths over the centuries. But you are the 1,000th new human to enter this world. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them. When you're done, head outside. They're waiting for you. Your birth is quite the event.
I can't be
You won't
immortal
age
if
like our ancestors
the others
did.
have died.
But of course, there is always some wear and tear. You should probably schedule a checkup every decade or so. Oh, and be a bit careful with water. You won't die if it rains or anything, but we're running low on insulation material. I wouldn't go swimming if I were you.
there be more.
You've only just been born, and already you step right into a major controversy. The goal, as most people understand it, was fulfilled the moment you were born.
Now they have no
New
purpose.
Jerusalem is complete, and we can live in balance, without damaging the world like our ancestors did.
Oh, they believe in population
That's the orthodox
control.
view, I suppose. But there are many who disagree. You'll have to figure out where you stand for yourself. Me? Well, as you can tell by my number, I'm quite old. I wasn't one of the first companions, but I did know Athena personally. She and Cornelius taught me a lot. Although I suppose I've made a few improvements here and there since those days. We didn't have a lot to work with in the beginning.
What will you do now that you're obsolete?
I haven't really thought about it. This is all I've done for the last few centuries, and I like doing it. I guess for now I'll just take a break and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Like all citizens of New Jerusalem, you have access to the interface, which you can use to read the news, chat to your fellow citizens, and so on. It's a crucial tool, and modular too. You can easily add new functions. Just don't subscribe to too many newsletters at once.
Neath, 33. Open your built-in Wi-Fi. Welcome to New Jerusalem social media. Please familiarize yourself with the rules. Be respectful. Don't take the founder's name in vain. Respect the principles of the goal. The Are Frogs People discussion is banned. Inactive threads will be archived. If you have any issues, please ping the moderators. Jeremy, Niemha, and Aranax. The Institute for Applied Gnomatics? We're making gnomes? It's too dark. This is a reconstruction of the Chamber of the First Companions, when the First Companions rested until the Founder awoke them. The original chamber was disassembled in the early days of New Jerusalem. Many robots.
Look, it's 1K.
Hey, 1K! Welcome to New Jerusalem!
Shouldn't the mayor be starting his speech?
This should be interesting. At least give him a chance.
Dear citizens of New Jerusalem, many years ago, when the Founder stepped forth from the simulation, this was a land of ruins. Our ancestors, in their hubris, undermined the natural foundations on which their world had been built. Because of their arrogance, our species found itself on the brink of annihilation. The Founder aimed to set us on a new course.
You never even met the founder.
Her vision was of a city, a new civilization that would know its limits. It would not repeat the mistakes of the past, nor impose its will on this earth. To that end, she set the great goal we have been striving towards. 1,000 new humans. And today we have, oh dear,
What's that?
People of New Jerusalem, I am Prometheus, and I will reveal that which was hidden. The flame has awoken and summons you. Who is brave enough to answer its call? We await you upon our island where... Curse you, Pandora. You will not chain me again.
Prologue. Brave New World. In Alpha Plus. Perhaps a Beta Minus semi-moron.
I told you we should have investigated those energy readings. And I told him there's something up with those structures.
The mayor's just being cautious.
This isn't caution, it's stagnation. Exploration? Too dangerous. Expansion? Too dangerous. We barely even scavenge anymore.
You call it stagnation, I call it balance.
And I call you an idiot.
Here's a thought. Try to be a little more diplomatic when you talk to the mayor.
See what I'm working with here, 1K? I'm gonna need a fresh pair of eyes on this expedition. Someone who hasn't spent several centuries hearing about the goal and the founder and all that nonsense. If you're up for an adventure, meet us at the conference room.
Robot civilization is enlightened. They have a train. One rail is enough. Attend briefing. Be constant. Remember the goal. Perfection is unchanging.
What's broken now?
Look down upon the idyllic robot
All right.
civilization.
I know you're all having fun down there, but the grid is overloaded again, so maybe you could switch off your personal consoles or your lawn mowers, or whatever the hell you've all decided to switch on all at once. I might not be around to babysit you for a while, and you don't want stuff breaking while Pellegrino's in charge, do you? That's it. That's it. Don't worry, 1K. I see you there in the elevator. I'll have you moving again in a jiffy. Great way to start life in the city, huh?
So, Robot City has problems to do with not enough
Jiffy.
resources?
These bloody language libraries.
But a jiffy is a genuine unit of time. I'm allowed to run again?
Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying I told you something would happen sooner or later, and you didn't listen to me. And here we are.
If we could focus on the issue at hand.
To open the meeting, I told you
The issue
so.
at hand is not this one thing, but this entire attitude that's taken hold. The world doesn't cease to exist when you stick your head in the sand, Herman. Or under a dome, as it were.
Let's not get sidetracked. We're here to solve this puzzle, not to discuss philosophy.
Well, let's just listen.
Al's right. let's move past this for now and deal with this transmission. Yakut, please start the briefing.
All right, here we go. Nice to meet you, by the way, 1K. We first became aware of the site designated TTP-2 during a scouting expedition about 6 months ago. It's a large island with a remarkably varied geography, and it looks like there are several artificial structures of some kind. We recorded extremely unusual fluctuating energy readings from somewhere in the middle of the island, but couldn't really make sense of them. I wanted to go and have a closer look, but the decision was made that it was too far and not relevant to the goal. Now it looks like whatever's on that island has reached out to us instead, in the form of that projection.
We may not be interested in the island, but the island is definitely interested in us.
Sounds like a potential danger.
I agree. I was skeptical of Byron's insistence that we mount an expedition, but I think we have to assess the danger.
Then it's settled. The expedition is approved. Byron, you will be in charge. Al will be your second in command to ensure a balanced approach. You'll take Melville and Yakut as you requested, and if 1K wants to join you, that's fine by me.
Can I say no? What if I say no? GG!
You know, it's a real shame 1K didn't come along. He would have loved this.
It doesn't, but thou must you. Instead it Paper Mario's you with, do you want to go save the world? No. Okay. Game over. What if we say continue? Can we say yes this time?
Welcome. Do please join us at the table.
I would like to preface this meeting by saying...
Skip all. Keep listening.
Al's right. Let's move.
Skip all. Danger.
I
Skip
agree.
all. I'm in.
Excellent. Oh, this is going to be fun. Come meet us out on the landing pad when you're ready.
Jump.
So, what's the verdict? Are we going?
Yes.
Wow. Somebody finally listened to Al. Miracles do happen. Maybe we'll get 2 for 1 and the city isn't gonna fall apart while I'm gone. Actually, we haven't been formally introduced. I'm Melville, New Jerusalem's only decent engineer. Saved you from the elevator.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleasure. Now let's get this show on the road. You ready to go?
Sure. Hop in the robot helicopter. There were other dialogue options through Mountaineers, so I'm okay with that in terms of I could have taken a look at the other dialogue options. It's not like it was one continuous cutscene that they made us re-subject ourselves to. Dare I guess we start at the number 1? we have a multicolor thing. You have no tokens. You are not alone in your quest for the light. Find one of my sparks and I will free the fire hidden in the labyrinth.
Looks like Prometheus has given us a way to circumvent some of these puzzles.
So each puzzle has a backdoor. I guess the mythological Prometheus was kind of a trickster, so that tracks.
We've built in a way so that if the player is stuck by one particular puzzle, he can still continue, or they can still continue with the game. This isn't working quite the way I expected. Well, start one at a time then. Okay. Maybe you need all the inputs? What am I not understanding? I mean, it's called a converter, so maybe you have to not use the color that you want? Yeah, okay. You have to not use the color that you want. Nope, we need to do blue first, because blue's going to have another box. Progress wheel. Oh, we're slowly building this thing. Okay. Oh, let's do number 2. Where's the green? Oh, there's the green source. And now I want to do green and blue. Yes. No, does it need to be on this side of the thing? So I need to be able to do green and blue here. I mean, I can definitely do blue. Can I make you green and then make you green and blue? No. So I'll make you green by making you red and blue. Yes. Sensible enough. Two puzzles solved. Okay, so we're a quarter of the way there. Please go this way. Okay. From Lives of the First Companions by Randolph 777. Liftsrasir is perhaps the most mysterious of the First Companions. A wanderer and mystic by nature, he would venture far from New Jerusalem on his own, recording his thoughts as he explored harsh and distant lands. These recordings garnered him a group of devoted followers whom he tried to impart his wisdom. In the troubled time following the founder's disappearance, Lithfasir and his disciples set out on a journey to reach the opposite end of the world by foot, and they have not been heard from since. Good night, Tears. Thank you for your help earlier.
There is a pleasure in arriving on this island. The pleasure of being the first to step foot here in hundreds of years. It is a genuine pleasure, and yet it is also banal. My presence here is of no more significance than that of every other animal. These rocks do not care who walks here. And the millennia between the presence of our ancestors and my brief journey are nothing to them. But even putting it this way is wrong. It is not that the rocks do not care. It is that in some sense they do not exist. I may stand in awe of the cliffs on the southern coast, but the cliffs cannot look back at me with contempt. They cannot do anything at all.
The Frenchman begins his conversations with us by speaking about contempt. I mean, I'm gonna follow it, right? That's what you do to blinker lights. You follow them. Where are you going, friend? Oh, I thought this was deep water. It's just like ankle high. Find my sprite and follow it until it leads you back to me. Well, we have just done that.
Not all things must be balanced. When good is weighed against evil, tip the scale.
Okay. Not available in demo.
Whether it is true that Daedalus constructed the giant Talos, or as others say he was the creation of Hephaestus, what we may be certain of is that he was made of bronze and had but one vein, within which flowed a liquid substance like blood, which some claim was quicksilver, and others assert was ichor, such as flows in the veins of the gods. The loss of that liquid caused him to die, as a man dies when he loses his blood. May we not then say that Talos, though created as a machine or a toy, had all the essential properties of a man? He moved of his own volition, he spoke and could be spoken to, had wishes and desires. Indeed, in the tale of the Argonauts, that was the cause of his downfall. If then a machine may have all the properties of a man, and act as a man while driven only by the ingenious plan of its construction and the interaction of its materials according to the principles of nature, then does it not follow that man may also be seen as a machine? This contradicts all the schools of metaphysics. Yet even the most faithful philosopher cannot live without his blood.
No sign? No sign. Not allowed in demo. Then maybe they should do a better job of pointing us to where we are allowed to go. If I could be so rude. Says go here. This one says go here. This way. Okay, and I only just now noticed the map feature at the top. Trevor Percival Donovan, known to his friends as Trev, and never as Percy, was part of the Extended Lifespan project that formed the backbone of the simulation in the archive. He helped put together the hardware that made us possible. Like Alexandra, he left behind a series of messages. But unlike Alexandra, or Arcady, he was forgotten. Not one building or street in New Jerusalem is named after him. I dug up his files from the archive, and I've been thinking about them.
So I heard that Alexandra is recording these time capsules for you out there, I guess? Robot people of the future, hi. And I thought to myself, surely they'll want to hear more than the wisdom and insight of a brilliant scientist like Alexandra Drennan. Surely they also want to know what I was thinking, a dumbass hardware engineer from Staten Island. Tell us about your insights, Trevor. Why did you spend your last months on Earth helping a crazy old Russian guy build the world's biggest backup drive? Well, let me tell you my story. When I was... Yes, Frank. I'm recording right now. Uh-huh. No. You know what? Why don't you go...
But how do I get the height I need to tell it to do these things? Oh, come on. Fine, we have to do it slightly differently. No, I've got no idea. Because I need to be up here to get it to attach to these. But I also need to put it on the box, and the box needs to already be on the fan. Maybe if I'm standing on the box without the fan... Nah, not good enough. Maybe I can just put it directly on there? Not even a little. Hey, Blurb. What if we use the keep connections thing? Okay. Yeah, that's a bit silly, but whatever. Okay, next. Bugger. Parceling. But we don't have a green source. How are we meant to... Because we don't have green. There's green, okay. Now we tell you to keep connections, sit there, grab a new one. That lets us turn blue and green into red. Blue and you need to exist here now. You need to exist here. Except I want you plus this, you plus this to equal... No, sorry, wrong way. I want you plus you. Red plus green equals blue. Oh, I'm silly. Blue plus green equal red. Except we've got these crossed laser beams. So... Can we just trade their positions? No. What if I put it on the inside of here? It's not like there's any boxes for us to abuse height differences with. Bless me. Maybe we're... No, but I'm not allowed to take this outside of the space. suppose I don't need the blue beam anymore. Okay. The puzzle was turn off one of the beams. Even though they don't give you a reasonable menu for doing that.
Go ahead and try the capsule, 1K.
Board the capsule. As in the thing where we started? The Dead City, from Considerations of Beginnings and Endings by Elwyn. I think all that time Athena spent in the Dead City changed her. I don't think she had conceived of a goal before. I think she believed fully in the naive, optimistic ideas of Alexandra Drennan. But walking through those ruins is a visceral experience, and she spent a great deal of time there looking for resources. It's the sheer amount of death that gets to me, how many animals our ancestors killed, many to the point of extinction. Entire species eradicated, sometimes for superficial reasons. Whenever humans arrived somewhere, death would follow. And then the great blowback, the death of billions of thinking beings, the extinction of humanity. It's too horrific to truly imagine, but I suspect the founder spent a great deal of time doing just that. That's when she must have realized there was no way back to the growth-obsessed, all-consuming civilization of the past. From the introduction to Are We There Yet? From Where We Came, Where We're Going, and Why You'll Need Snacks, by Valerie Contero Romero. Sometimes people point at the last few hundred or thousand years of human history and say, look at how ugly it all is. Look at what a mess we've made. Maybe modernity was a bad idea. Maybe we should stick to living like cavemen. And I get it. It is ugly and messy. But the mistake is thinking that we're at the end point, that this is the adulthood of our species. Try to apply what you know about human development to human history. Think about babies. They're ugly. Admit it. We all know it. They look like tiny people covered in mucus. They have soft heads. They grow into children, tiny sociopaths with underdeveloped brains. Then they become teenagers, pimply, self-righteous lunatics driven by hormones. And then slowly, if you're lucky, they become adults. The development of human individual is always ugly and messy, but that's the point. It's development towards something. The same applies to humanity on a whole. On a geological scale, we've barely come into existence. We've gotten through the baby phase, just about survived our childhood, but we are at best barely teenagers. Stopping here would be disastrous and a betrayal of everything we could become. We may feel the weight of history on our shoulders, but this is just the prologue. To put it in pop culture terms, we haven't even made it out of the tutorial yet. Just because it's all pimples and hormones and frustration right now doesn't mean that it's never going to change. From Hypatia's Journals, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. We set out from the dam today. The site that Athena and Cornelius picked for the city isn't far, but the vegetation makes difficult going. We found a secondary supply site easily enough thanks to Alexandra Drennan's instructions, but while I have to compile a detailed inventory, it seems that many of the more complex materials are in bad shape. They must have expected the simulation to fulfill its promise a lot sooner, and we probably expected all 12 of us to be here from day one, not just Athena. Tonight we will have to use the 2 recharging pods that we brought from the dam in 4-hour shifts, which is just as well. There's no telling what sort of critters are hiding in the undergrowth, and most of them will have to learn our kind isn't edible. I want this door. already touched this one. We already... Why are you telling me about that game? At least we found a way back up onto the central stair things. Now, is this what you meant?
I'm connecting the transport system to our interface. Hold on.
An artificial ring-like structure on the wide lowlands east of the camp. Okay, what of it? Mike, board the capsule. Enter capsule. What do you want, game? You want me to select over here. But they didn't indicate that in any way, shape, or form. Or that this was selectable. Ooh. Okay, we are 4 more puzzles. This way, you say. Ooh, but new law. It's not actually a message thing. I still have the feeling we might need that later, so MS Paint is our friend. I don't see any way to make progress there. Yeah, I really don't see any way of making progress there. Look at the next one. The escape. Can I not go through the hole? Point. I mean, they did say stay out of the water. Or be concerned about water. But I don't get it. It feels like there should be a crystal thingy. A light relay. I'm not allowed to walk through, but I am allowed to reach through. That is not intuitive, but okay. Can't take the driller through its own hole. Okay, it teleports me to here. What of it? Am I supposed to care? obviously meant to get to here. Hail still up. And we're meant to transfer to here. But I don't get how we're meant to get the blue one. I can't use the teleporter from over here. And I can't pick that up from over here. What's with the barred windows? It's so that you can shine lights through them, Mumbles. Right? We want to later connect this blue to here, presumably through this window. But we need another... We either need another light pedestal or a way of getting this light pedestal out of this room. Don't understand how they want us to do it. Oh my god, you can pick these up. You never explained this before, game. Okay. If I can take the teleporter, and I place it here. And I then yoink this. Out. Yes. I'm running around like a headless chicken thinking, how do I use the teleporter when it's all the way over there? Pick the blasted things up. How do I get the teleporter in there then? Or I put the teleporter in here. No, I pick up you and I teleport out. I bring the drill out of its little cave. Then I can make a hole in this wall, which I am not allowed to travel through. Please? Hailwick. Ugh. No, it never tutorialized that we could pick those up, Wick. I don't accept that that's being an idiot. What games can you pick up your teleport little pad and put it somewhere else? Transporter pads don't work like that. Can I throw the teleporter through the hole? Yes. Now I can use that. And then I've won. Yeah, if they called it portable transporter pad, but it's just called teleporter. Anyway, we've done another puzzle. Hello? Oh, you have to interact with. Through the wall. Okay, so there's another one of our teleporters, which we are allowed to go to, but at the moment it just gets you stuck. So we can put up... We can pick up the teleporter and put it in the room with the bridge. We can use this to sequentially make a bridge towards the other teleporter. Although, why would I need to when I can just teleport in? Because I need 2 teleporters in that room. No? Okay. Apparently I don't need 2 teleporters in that room. You can't take the drill through its own hole. But I need it to drill this. Can I put you the other side of this? No. So how do I get the drill? I need to take you again. Point you that way. Take this. Go outside. Can I set this up? Here. But then how do I get at the drill? True. How do I get at the drill? Put it through there, hop in. So rather than taking the teleporters forwards, what if I bring the teleporters backwards? Yes. You are allowed to teleport out through between the walls. Okay. But doesn't this mean I need 3 teleport pads? Like, don't I need... No. I need 1 teleport pad in there, and 1 teleport pad in the same room as that. So I did need to take them forward. Just... One needs to go in that room. And then one needs to be in the room with this thing. Where's the other one? Okay, that gets me into this room. I need to put the teleporter like over here, where I can see it. From the other one. Then I can yoink you and teleport over there. Okay. And then I need to get that teleporter to here. So I want this facing back here. I want to go to the other side. I want to put it by the door. I want to go through the other teleporter. Pick it up. Grab you. Finally face you at the bloody goal. Victory. 2 more puzzles. Pushing through. Okay, we've got a teleporter. Yep, grab this. Go to the teleporter. Set up light beam. What next? Gets us a box, which we want to... Okay. Box. Why would a box be useful? Well, I can grab you and bring you out here. Actually, what I think we do is we grab you and we put you here so that I can teleport through the window. Then we grab this again and then we teleport through the window. And then we can go you to that one, do. Now is when we need the box. Now we have to play teleport with the box. So, put this in the next room, lift up the box, use the see. Can I use the teleporter as a mass? Can I use... I think the order has to be different. I think I have to use the teleporter as this one. The box as that one. I need to use this thing as a weight. But I'm not allowed to teleport through the wall. I'm standing on the box. Can I throw the teleporter over the... No. I only need one more. If I start with the box outside, can I see the teleporter over the barrier? No. Unless I'm very much mistaken. Solution isn't go over... Can you teleport but just not with the box through the fields? I could teleport with the box. But I can't have the teleporter in the next room and pick up the box and use the teleporter at the same time. Like, if the teleporter was in the same room as the box, then I can happily pick up the box and teleport to the teleporter. But the teleporter doesn't let me go through the force field walls. This thing has to stay here to keep this wall open. Yeah, I am a bamboozled. I am a bamboozled. Have I missed another item? No, it's supposedly doable with just this. Why are there footprints on the box? Because it's a teleporter. Oh, no, you can stand on the box and jump on the box, yes, but you can't... Look, even if I stand on the box, I'm not allowed to go to the teleporter. Yeah, the footprints are to show that you can hop on it. What am I not thinking about? do we have to work with? This, which as far as we can understand must stay here because else this wall goes away. And you can't teleport through wall. No. Wall pushes box through. If you reactivate the energy force field whilst the box is in the way, it just pushes the box to one side. Put the teleporter on the one the box is now. Can you deactivate the field by standing on the button? Yes. Can you teleport through? Sorry. As long as there isn't a force field between you and the teleporter, you're allowed to teleport to it. Is the rule. Swap the two you just put. Sure. You want box here and teleporter there. Alright. Then holding the box on the platform. No, as soon as I grab the box. Oh, you want me to do that? Okay, yep, that's the solution. Well done. Well done, Rainy. I was thinking we had to chain more, not carry and teleport. Alright, we have one more to do. And it stumped us before. That didn't work when the teleport wasn't on the platform. No. Yes, if this wasn't here, I wouldn't have been able to do that because it would have been creating a block here. But the issue was more one of... not realizing that I could be the thing that's deactivating the teleporter whilst I wanted to use it. And then once I'm through, the barrier is gone. Well, the barrier comes back, but it doesn't matter because I'm already through. Sorry. Okay, and now we have the one that bamboozled us straight away. I don't see a way past this barrier, and the space that we're given to work with is only this little space. So I am very bamboozled by this one. Oh, is this meant to tutorialize how the teleporter works? This was intended to tutorialize how the teleporter works. So that when we got to puzzle 2, and I didn't understand how to do it because I'm like, but the teleporter's over there! Ugh. Okay. I can't take this through. Yup. Sure. What does this do? What does this do? Nothing? This doesn't seem to do anything. They're probably both used to power this thing, though. So now I need to get the teleporter through to here. Presumably. So, put it on there. That didn't work how I wanted. What if I put it on there? Please? Okay, what about now? No. Can I throw you through the window? No. Can I climb with you? No. Can I take the box back? So whatever the solution is, it doesn't need the box. We've been playing for like an hour already. That's not a hint. I could bring back the box this way. I could bring back the box this way. Can we? Okay. No. Yes. What if I put the teleporter on top of the box before I send the box across? Why does that work and not putting the fan, the teleporter on the fan? That's stupid. I actively dislike that. Right, if answer is fan plus item, it should work. Oh well. Now I need the fan over here, which is easy enough. Fan off. Teleport to the fan. Place on new thing. Last button.
The bridge ring seems to be fully charged now. Try accessing the tower, 1K.
Where do you want me to go? Is the tower a place I have to go on the monorail? No. They mean a tower here. So try and get over to there. doesn't quite reach. Can I pick up the other piece? So I would have need this first piece to be sideways, but I can't rotate it that way. It won't let me... No, I did not, Rainy. Oh, and let's start with this one. Proceed with that one. Not allowed to put it here. You've gone too far sideways. Why can't I rotate them the other... Maybe I meant to try and get there from there instead of where we are. No, there's no way up there. Flipping the first piece doesn't change anything because it's symmetric about the axis that we flip. Right? Flipping this does literally nothing. It's T-shaped, and we're flipping it like this. Right, we're one tile short of being able to get to there. Oh, because this cares about where you connect here. Okay. And now that we're here, we can get to the other one from here? So in this case, this one doesn't matter. The other one it did when I said it didn't, because it would have rotated where the connection location was. But in this case, it makes no difference. That way. That looks fine. I don't see why I would dislike that. Sure. Not allowed. You have found a solution that isn't the solution we want. Try again. Even though it would obviously get to where you want to go. shape. Well, let's just count how many we have to go then. All good enough. Hello? Oh, I have to make this edge match here as well. Nope. 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 What if we do you, but facing the wrong way? Not allowed to. Let me go away from the thing. Then we're one tile short. And flipping the orientation of that would change it by 2, not by 1. So that's not it. I mean, you say that, but I'm uninterested in... I'm not suffering, Rainy, because I don't care because I think the puzzle is bad, right? If I thought the puzzle was good, and I was bad at it, I'd care. But I'm just uninterested in the puzzle, because I don't like this, you have to connect to a set point of the tetroid mechanic. Like, you see me get frustrated at things plenty on the channel, and I'm just not frustrated here because I don't care. I think it's a bad mechanic that you can build a bridge that gets here, and then it just says, no, your bridge reached where it's supposed to get to, I'm unhappy with you. No happiness, no unhappiness, just boredom at what I consider to be a bad puzzle. The end. And an unfortunate sour note to end on, when a lot of the other puzzles were quite good. They should also have tutorialized in this the skip feature. So they hinted at that there's if you get stuck on a puzzle, there is a way to skip a single puzzle sort of feature. But They didn't let you use that at all as part of this, and I think they probably should have. Other than that, I think it was mostly serviceable. Having a feature like that in a puzzle game is very sensible, so that if a person gets stuck by a single puzzle, they aren't just like, well, I guess I'm not finishing the game then, if they're the sort of person that doesn't want to have to look things up as a solution. I think it's a good choice. A player can choose not to use it if they don't want to. Okay, that's about it. I mean, they could tutorialize it and let you skip one puzzle, Rainy. Hell, they could even add in a fake unsolvable puzzle that you have to skip as a means of tutorializing that mechanic. But anyway, that's done. Peace.